Hello, my name is Dana Eller. I'm the president of MWI Pumps, and we're doing a series of videos here where we want to capture some of the stories and memories of some of our long-term employees that have been here and helped to get us to where we are today as we start to celebrate our 100-year anniversary. So, might not be able to capture everybody that we want to capture both here and now, but hopefully we'll capture a little bit of our culture and some of the stories that make this place work and capture that for some posterity and incoming guys to hear what we've done over the years. So today we're going to be talking to Tom Roegiers. So of course I have a stupid question first, which is what's your name and how long have you worked at MWI?
Well, again, as you said, my name's Tom Roegiers. I started MWI June of 1983. So this June, it's been 41 years. Yeah, so it's been a good ride.
Now, I know a little bit. Of course, I know the whole story of how you came to be here at MWI. My dad used to tell me this all the time, but why don't you repeat that for us?
Yeah.
We'll capture that.
So yeah, in 1983, I was working for a CPA firm up in Stewart, Mielek and Rogers, and Jerry Mielek, one of the partners, was an old college buddy of David Eller, your father. And so David needed some help in the accounting area. He was getting backed up and wasn't getting things out on time. And so he called Jerry and he said, Jerry, listen, I need some help in the accounting area. Do you have anybody that you would recommend that I could potentially hire? And so Jerry says, well, yes. He says, I've got a junior. He's been with us, I don't know, at the time, maybe a year and a half or so. He says, now, he's my best junior I've ever had. I really don't want to lose him, but he's from Boca Raton. That's where he grew up. So I want to give him the opportunity if, he so chooses. But he would be a good interview for it. So we set up an interview with David, your father. And I know at the time he was a little bit concerned because I was only 25 at the time. So I was a young pup. And he was hiring me for the job of controller. He was just wondering if I'm a little bit too young to handle that responsibility, or I'm the type of guy that's going to stay here a year and then move on. And so I told David, I think he mentioned that to me. And I said, listen, if I take a job, I'm committed to that job and I want to make a career out of it. So don't think that I'm going to, work here for 6 months and then move on. So that's my promise to you. And so I did get hired. So 41 years later, I think I'm that promise. I made my promise. So it was nice to move back down here. We had my wife and I, Nancy. We got married in January 1982. We've been married about a year and a half, and we had our first child. So I started here end of June. At the time, we had just purchased Couch Pump Company from Alice Chalmers. So the whole group went up to what's the name of it? Sebastian.
Yeah, Grant.
Yeah, Grant, Florida, to take over. And so I was here alone and whatnot. And about a month and a half later, my wife got pregnant. So we had our first child in April of '84. So I think my first child was an MWI baby. So it happened within 60 days of starting work here. So it's that's how I got to know MWI. And actually, I was doing some tax work. I was doing tax work for the CPA firm, and one of the projects that Jerry had given me at the time, David, your father had a number of patents, and so we wanted to maximize or minimize taxes on the taxes. How should we structure that? So I did the research on David selling the patents to MWI. He could earn do it on a commission basis. So take a percentage of the sales in relation to whatever that patent was, and he would be able to get capital gains tax, significant tax savings. So that was one of the projects that I had done up there prior to even meeting anybody in MWI. So that's how we got started.
Yeah, I remember the story Dad telling me. We had Neil Lang, God rest his soul. He was with us until the day he passed away. So I love the stories like that. But he became our treasurer. But he was into the details, but sometimes he couldn't get it out on time. Yeah. Dad was relieving you came in and helped get all that straightened out. So we were on the System 36 computer system back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that with IBM.
Yep.
So over the years, how have you seen MWI Pumps evolve and adapt? Or what are some significant milestones do you see?
In my opinion, we've done a great job at adaptation. I mean, we have gone from doing not only the hydroflow production, did all the line shaft production down here. One time we had, over 300 employees. We had a sales department of 20 people, and things were going great guns. And then the economy hit us. We had a downturn, so we had to downsize. So we took the hit. We downsized quite a bit. We got rid of a lot of that sales staff and moved some manufacturing around, and we had to adapt to that. For a while, we were about 80% international business. Then the international arena just took a downturn, and so the international jobs weren't coming. So one of the things that you were a big part of, obviously, is growing the rental division. When I started, the rental division was just kind of a side kick that if we had in the shop, if we didn't have anything to manufacture, we could manufacture some rental pumps, and then we'd have this tiny rental division, one office, and you had one sheet of legal paper that had all the pumps and driving units on the sheet. That was our inventory, and so we said, let's grow the rental division. And so here we are today, and the rental division's revenue-wise is a much bigger part than manufacturing, right? So we had to adapt to that. We kind of went away from the international arena. Now we've kind of come full circle. Now the international arena is coming back.
Right.
If you take a look at 2025, what we're projecting, we are going to have well over 50% of our engineered products going to be international business, and might be get up to 70 to 80%.
Meeting our goals was to get back to the 80-20 ratio. Not only we don't want to do as much business as we can in the United States, this is our home market, but we also have always been traditionally an internationally focused business as well.
Well, and we've been able to, in the international arena, usually we can go over there and create a project, and we can make sure that it specs our equipment. A lot of big projects here in the States, as you're well aware, if you got the Army Corps of Engineers and they got 500 pages of specifications, and they want to, tell you what bolts you need and what nut you need to put on the equipment, and so on and so forth, it doesn't become as profitable a project as it would be if, we're speccing our own equipment. We're building exactly what we build every day, and
yeah, some of those domestic projects, a lot of paper stuff. When I remember I see sometimes, and the pump specification will be maybe 1 page, and the paint specification will be 20 pages.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we do them. I mean, we support our customers, but yeah, there's definitely a difference in where the value and the costs are being absorbed.
And then, of course, with the adaptation, with the rental division, what we've been able to do with that has become such a big part of, we can't build pumps fast enough for our rental division to rent them. That's, the problem that we have now, and it's a good problem to have because we just need to be able to, to get the output in the manufacturing arena. But the rental division is extremely profitable. We've got 6 rental depots now. We might have 8 in the next 24 months, and keep on going. So we've been able to adapt to that.
And my dad always said that we always have to be expanding and looking for the next product. And I think you told me at one point, every 10 years you need to be, having a good portion of your revenue coming from new products that you developed and rolled to market. In the 80s, it was the beginning of our submersible electric design for power pumps. Right. Then, like you said, as we grew our rental division and then added, wall point motor flows and we've just continued to adapt. Now we're, becoming experts on enclosures, which, there are challenges associated with that, but we're getting better and better every year.
I remember one time walking to the factory with your dad. I don't remember what year. It's probably could have been in the late 80s. And we didn't have a job in the shop. We had zero orders from customers. Now, we were building rental equipment at the time, but it was just kind of, it's like, I'm sure we got an order in the next 30 days or whatever, but there was a period of time we had 0 orders in the shop. That always kind of hit me that, we have come from that to where we are today, to where we've got 300-400 pumps to build in the next 12 months, right, from customer orders. Most of them overseas, though. That takes a little adaptation to be able to roll with that.
Oh yeah, as you know, in this business, stormwater pumps are always custom built to order most of the time, and so it can go east of famine pretty quickly. So we've always had to be adaptable. and what we build and how we control our costs. I remember Dad used to say before we bought Couch Pump, they were really aggressive on their pricing to put us out of business. Pretty much, they said, which you're not supposed to say, but they were pretty upfront with what their goals were. So he had to go build sewage lift stations for a number of years. He built over 1,000, I think, just to keep the factory busy. So, yeah, adaptable. I learned a lot of that from Dad. Says, are there any projects that stand out as a pivotal moment in the company's history or that had a significant impact on something that you're proud of?
Yeah, the one that stands out for me is Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
I think that was 2005.
It was that was old.
2005, Hurricane Katrina came in and hit Florida, but it leveled Louisiana, New Orleans, and we've always done a lot of business to New Orleans. They've got hundreds of our pumps. So at the time, we took our rental division and took every available rental pump we had. We brought it up there to pump out New Orleans after the hurricane. And I don't know how many pumps that we had up there, but I think we were the first ones there.
We had a significant amount of large volume pumps.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, very proud of being able to do that. But not only that, the Army Corps of Engineers recognized our work and they said, listen, we need some temporary pump stations until we can build permanent pump stations, which are going to take years. But we need something now in the next 6 months in case something happens again. So they gave us a contract for $40 million. I think it was 36. Then they added another $4 million, $40 million to build. Don't remember the number of pumps, but to build $40 million worth of pumps. And they said, not only that, but you have to build it in like 6 months.
Yeah, it's less than that, I think. But yes, it's pretty fast.
Very fast. Kind of unprecedented. We took on the challenge. We rented a space, probably 30, 40,000 square foot empty building. We bought a bunch of cranes, mobile cranes to put in there. We hired all these people from, I think the company was Tradesman International. Brought them in from all over the country.
Right.
Yeah, and because we didn't have the staff to do that.
Right.
And they're working, around the clock on that.
Yes.
Yeah, and we got that project out. And not only that, I think that was at the time we were putting a crane system in our test tank where we test all our pumps. We got a fire, burnt the roof off, but we couldn't stop. We could not stop testing these pumps. So we'd bring the finished pumps over. We'd be testing them.
Burned out.
If it's raining out, it's coming right down in a burned out building to get it out. And we did get it out, and it's a project that I think we can all be proud of.
Yeah, that was on. To finally have opportunities like that, when we have an opportunity to really execute on all of our skills, it was a lot of fun. What I enjoyed about that project a whole lot was being able to bring Richard Swally out of retirement and put him over there to help oversee, get everything laid out. Richard Swally was our plant manager for years and years and years and years, and he had retired, but we pulled him out of retirement, put him over there at that 30,000 square foot building we rented and put him in charge of getting everything laid out. And it was
and that not only did we do that work down here, but then like the installation and overseeing the work up there, we rented trailers up there, and your dad would stay up there a week at a time. Your brother Darren, I remember he was up there. He lived there for over a month. Yes, he lived up there to make sure that everything was being installed properly, and it was just a great project.
He brought his wife and kids, and they lived out in that hotel room up there.
Yeah, well, they're right. That was
a fun project. Yeah. As the company approaches its 100-year anniversary, what do you envision for MWI Pumps in the next decade and beyond?
Well, we've lasted 100. There's no reason we can't last another 100. When I look at what we do, what's the most precious commodity that this world has? Water, right? Most precious commodity we have is water. So what do? We're managers of water. We can, number one, we can put a pump in a village that has no infrastructure, where their water source is the women of the world walking miles with a pail on their head to get dirty water. It takes all day, and it's got diseased water and whatnot. We can go in there, we can put a pump in, and we can pump without any electricity, without any infrastructure. We can pump clean drinking water to a village. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. Again, the number one, not commodity, but resource. Natural resources are water. So food production. Okay. So farmers need irrigation in order to water their crops, grow their food. So that we sell pumps to farmers all the time. We've done that for years, and so that's a need that they have to manage the water. Flood control. Well, think Hurricane Katrina. When a disaster hits, we can help minimize that disaster by bringing our pumps in and pumping out the water. One of the big things down, all over the country right now is a sewer bypass work. Right, all of our sewer systems are failing. They need new sewer systems. Well, they need pumps to be able to bypass that, so they could put in, new
Infrastructure. Yeah.
infrastructure for the sewer system. What a great opportunity that is. So we are managers of, in my opinion, the most precious resource that we have, and it's never going away. What everybody's going to need water, and they're going to need to manage it properly one way or another. And we're going to solve as many of those problems as we can. So for another 100 years, doing no problems. The business is there. We just have to make sure that we get it, and we manufacture it properly, and we
Be good stewards.
be good
That
stewards.
for us to take care of. Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tom. I've enjoyed, since I was a little kid, enjoyed working with you each and every day, and continue to still do.
I think I don't know your age right now, but 41 years ago,
I'll be 53.
41 years ago, you were a young guy, just a kid out of the machine shop. So it's been a great ride, and my family's enjoyed MWI, as have I.
We've enjoyed you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your contribution. Well, Tom, as we start to approach our 100th centennial anniversary of the company, is there anything you'd like to say? Wish the company a happy birthday?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Happy birthday, MWI. It's, I've been here 41 years, so I'm probably considered on the tail end of my career. I'm not going to make the next 100 years, but for the last 41 years, it's been a great opportunity for me, my family, and knowing the people of MWI. It's our best resource. Yes, we know how to build pumps, but if we don't have the proper people, then we won't. It'll be more of a struggle. So I really enjoyed all the people that I've been getting to know for the last 41 years, and I wish the next generation the same happiness that I've had. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.